Castlevania... Fuck. It's the third time I've done that. Bloodstained Ritual of the Night has finally been released after years of anticipation, years of hype. Is it another failure backed by Kickstarter, or did we actually end up with a really good game this time? But let's take a step back for a moment. The real question in everyone's mind is if this is every bit as good as Castlevania. And I kind of hate talking about games from this point of view. I think it's important for a game to stand on its own, even if it's inspired by something else. But there is simply no avoiding the comparisons to Castlevania with Bloodstained. They didn't try to hide the fact in any way, shape, or form that this was heavily inspired by Castlevania. What happens when you combine the names of Castlevania 3 Dracula's Curse plus Castlevania Circle of the Moon? You get Bloodstained Curse of the Moon, in a similar 8-bit style as Dracula's Curse. And Symphony of the Night, you say? Now we have Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. But that's only touching the surface of the Castlevania comparisons here. And I want to make it clear, that's not a bad thing. Castlevania fans have been deprived of a new Castlevania experience for years now. So when someone that worked on Castlevania jumps ship and creates their own franchise inspired by it, why not? Konami's not doing anything with it. I'm happy to report that with Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, they delivered an outstanding game. It's really damn good. You're still exploring a castle where nothing makes any logical sense. And when I say nothing makes sense, I mean it. There's cute decapitated animal heads bouncing around, like Chain Chomps from Mario Brothers. Oh! So quiet over here. What the hell? Is anyone else seeing this? Okay, so that was a decapitated dog head on a chain. This is amazing. And there's giant demon cats, paintings with random people flying around everywhere. It's insane. I'm told that these are pets from people that backed the game on Kickstarter, and so are these faces. These are the people that actually backed the game on Kickstarter, so that's actually awesome. The same ideas from Castlevania are here. To be more specific, the Metroidvania-style Castlevania games. A game that's based heavily on exploration, leveling up, equipping the right items, while working your way through hordes of demons to the top of the castle and slaying the final boss, with some surprises mixed in, if you're working your way towards the true ending, of course. Yes, the game does have multiple endings in manners similar to Symphony of the Night.
Is it over?
Wait, what? There's no way that was the end. This is definitely going to be a fake ending, I guess.
We did what we came here to do.
I have a bad feeling about all of this.
That's it? No, I don't. That's not the true ending. I haven't even explored like half the castle yet.
It's out of our hands now.
What? I'm so confused right now by what just happened. Although I don't think that the story quite lives up to that legendary Belmont vs. Dracula tale, but it does attempt to create its own universe, and I could really see them building a ton of lore from here, if the series does continue after this. I wouldn't go as far as to say that this game is a simple copy and paste of Castlevania either. There's a ton more to it than that. It takes many elements of the Castlevania series that works, and kind of fuses it all together to create an adventure modeled after the structure of Symphony of the Night, and there's a playstyle for everyone here. You like using swords in these type of games? Use a sword. There's shoes that let you unleash a barrage of kung fu kicks, guns that you can shoot, or if you want to be a traditionalist like me, even a whip. Once I got the whip in this game, I mostly refused to use anything else. There's shops that sell potions and food and higher powered gear, though to be fair, a lot of the gear that you find by exploring is actually much better, and I usually find that's the case with these kind of games. Miriam, the main character, also has the ability to use different crystal shards that allow her to perform different magical attacks, something that feels like it was pulled right out of Shinoa's playbook in Order of Ecclesia. She can also absorb crystals from enemies and summon them to fight for her, something taken right out of Soma Cruz's playbook in Dawn of Sorrow. And of course the entire map system is out of Symphony of the Night's playbook, to the point where there's even an inverted castle in a way. But instead of the castle itself being inverted, Bloodstained has an inversion power-up. Some might say they were playing it too safe and not separating Bloodstained from Castlevania enough, and that is a valid point. But while I was playing, I was having so much fun that I didn't even really think about that. I do want to stress that non-Castlevania fans can still enjoy this game, but being a Castlevania Castlevania fan will help out tremendously. One complaint I've heard from several gamers online is that there's these inevitable sections you're gonna reach where you will get lost. And that is true. There were 3 or 4 times when I got a new power-up, explored areas that I couldn't reach before, then I would hit a brick wall and think to myself, I have no idea where to go now. So I'd wander around for another hour trying to figure it out. Everything on the map looked explored, and there's other areas that I still couldn't access. I won't spoil much for people that like to figure things out on their own, but my best advice is just think of Symphony of the Night. Seriously, most of the times when I was stuck, the solution was something lifted directly from Symphony of the Night. There's a section in Symphony where you have to cross a spike-filled room. There's an armor you can collect that allows you to break right through those spikes. There's a similar hallway in Bloodstained filled with spikes. How do you cross it? Well, you have to find the secret armor that allows you to cross the spikes unharmed, which I found by total accident just by trying to fill out my map.
Invert!
What the hell? Is that... Did I just accidentally find it? Aegis plate. There it is. That was a total accident. Spike breaker. Except that the spikes aren't being broken this time. One aspect of the Ritual of the Night that I wasn't expecting was the good voice acting. I'm used to these kind of games having really shitty voice acting overall, but it was surprisingly good, and it had some big names attached to it. There's a librarian in the game with a pathway underneath him, just like the librarian in Symphony of the Night, by the way. He's a vampire called OD, and he's voiced by the original Alucard voice actor, Robert Belgrade. Oh, here we go, the librarian from Symphony of the Night. Oh my god, look under him. Just like in Symphony of the Night. There, when he moves, you could go down there. This is awesome.
Of course, Miriam. Although you would be my first human patron. The books here are magical tomes that impart power to their readers.
And I can't express how much of a pleasure it was to hear the magical voice of Solid Snake, David Hayter, in the role of Zangetsu.
You forget how many of our friends perished for similarly misplacing their faith.
Oh my god, hold, that's Snake, right?
I was bored with her anyway. But you listen to me, Shardbinder.
On my first playthrough, Ritual of the Night lasted roughly 12 to 13 hours. Keep in mind that's without exploring every nook and cranny on the map, and on top of that, there's plenty of doors you have to find secret keys to that contain secret boss battles. These battles are optional and they do pose quite the challenge, so some level grinding might be a good idea before taking them on. Point is, there's a ton of content in this game that'll keep you busy for a long time. And at first, I played on normal difficulty since it was the hardest difficulty available, although I have been told that you can input codes to unlock the harder settings. On normal mode, some of the bosses early on were fairly challenging, and enemies can destroy you quickly, so it can easily become a race to the save room to restore your health. But as you progress through the castle and you level up, you get stronger, and the game does become much easier towards the middle to the end. The boss battles are pretty exciting too. It was really awesome seeing some of the same bosses from Circle of the Moon redone in the Ritual of the Night format. The design of the castle is really well done. There's so many different environments to explore within it. There's areas that look like what you'd expect a castle to look like. There's Japanese shrines with ninjas throwing crap at you, underground tunnels, there's hellish lava-filled regions, and even a sort of alternate dimension where everything is enormous, which reminds me of Super Mario Bros. 3, that land that you go to where everything is giant. There was so much effort put into Ritual of the Night, it's really hard for me to find any faults in it. I have heard that the Switch version is broken in a couple of ways, but I have the PS4 version, so I can't really comment on that. Overall, I had a really smooth experience, although there was one really weird technical issue that kind of ruined the ending for me. I beat the game and there was a loud scratchy sound, some kind of audio glitch that kept looping loudly. Some people in my live chat when I streamed it told me they had the same exact issue too, so I assume this is something that will get fixed with an update if it hasn't gotten fixed already, but that did kind of suck, especially trying to experience the ending for the first time.
I think I might be able to stop the crystal from overtaking you permanently.
Really?
God, does that sound... Okay, the sound finally went away. Wow, what a flaw, though. I really hope that Bloodstained Ritual of the Night is a wake-up call for Konami. If anything, the game proves that there's still a market for these kind of games, and fans are just sitting around waiting for them. So, do something with Castlevania. And no, a mobile phone game does not count. Even if Konami doesn't do anything with Castlevania, at the very least, we have an excellent new series that's similar in terms of gameplay, and I welcome any sequels that are going to happen. I loved Circle of the Moon before this, and I loved Ritual of the Night. Worth every single penny, and I'm ready for more of it. So if you are interested in this game, I do have an Amazon affiliate link in the description below. Of course, you don't have to do that, but it does help out the channel and you get an awesome game. That's all I have for you today. Catch you guys later. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash that like button with all of your strength. Make sure you subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss any new content. You can follow me on social media or go into my community tab for updates. And for as little as $1 a month, you can support the channel directly on Patreon. This is Fabian, I love you guys, and I'll see you next time.